There is a word, a divine word, so charged with life and power that when spoken with faith, it unlocks doors no man can shut. Prosperity does not wait for the future. It is here now. The universe does not deal in delays. It responds to the command of your word. Instant prosperity is not a miracle reserved for the chosen few. It is a law that belongs to you as surely as the breath in your lungs. Wealth is not earned by struggle alone. It is summoned by alignment with the infinite supply. The gold of the earth, the treasures of the heavens, are already yours by divine right. You are not begging life for scraps. You are claiming what is yours. One word, spoken with conviction, spoken with unshakable certainty, can summon 80,000 into your life. Not by toil, not by anxious waiting, but by the magnetic pull of faith. This word is a seed. When you release it, it travels into the invisible, drawing substance to itself, commanding opportunity, aligning circumstances, and setting in motion unseen forces that work swiftly on your behalf. But hear this: the power is not in the sound of the word. It is in the authority with which you speak it. A word spoken with doubt is a whisper in the wind, but a word spoken with faith is thunder in the heavens. When you stand tall, declare with boldness, and refuse to entertain lack, you become a conductor of instant prosperity. Imagine this: the 80,000 is already circling you. It is not far away, it is not someday. It is here, waiting for your call. The universe is like a faithful servant, responding to the command of your word. Do not plead, do not wish, do not wait. Command, declare, summon. Say within yourself: instant prosperity is mine. 80,000 flows to me here and now. I command it with divine authority. I receive it with gratitude and joy. Repeat this until it vibrates through your being, until every cell of your body hums with wealth, until your atmosphere is saturated with expectation. For expectation is the womb of manifestation. Do not wonder how it will come. That is not your concern. The infinite supply has 1,000 ways to deliver what you have called forth. Your task is only to speak the word, hold the vision, and stand unwavering in faith. One word can open the floodgates of wealth. One word can summon riches beyond measure. One word can transform your life in an instant. Speak it, believe it, command it, and the 80,000 shall come swiftly, for instant prosperity is the law of your being. Prosperity is instant and available now. It is not something that lives in a faraway tomorrow. It does not wait for a calendar date, a special event, or a rare chance. Prosperity is breathing with you in this very moment, ready to respond to the call of your voice. The mistake most people make is that they place prosperity in the future, as though they must earn it through years of struggle or prove themselves worthy of it through endless labor. But the law of life is not delay. The law of life is fulfillment now. Instant prosperity is not a miracle reserved for a chosen few. It is the inheritance of every soul that dares to believe. The very air around you is saturated with supply. The universe is overflowing with ideas, with opportunities, with channels of abundance that are invisible to the eye but waiting for your command. Wealth is not scarce, it is not far. It is already yours by divine right. The question is not whether prosperity exists. The question is whether you will speak the word that summons it. There is a word, one word that carries within it the vibration of command. When you speak it with certainty, with unshakable faith, you send a signal into the unseen that sets every force in motion. Circumstances begin to rearrange themselves, people appear to help you, doors open where there were only walls, and what seemed impossible just moments ago becomes undeniable reality. The universe is obedient to the sound of faith-filled words. One word, spoken with clarity, can summon $80,000 into your life. Not through luck, not through guessing, but through the law of prosperity responding to your authority. Do not confuse this with superstition. There is no magic trick here, it is law. Just as gravity does not choose whom to serve, the law of prosperity does not choose favorites. It responds to the one who dares to claim, to command, to declare. It does not matter if you have failed before. It does not matter how small your bank account looks, or how large your debts may be. Prosperity is instant. It is available to you now, if only you will step into your authority and speak the word with unwavering conviction. You must understand the power is not in the syllables of the word, but in the faith that charges it. If you say it with doubt, it is nothing but sound. If you speak it with hesitation, it is a whisper carried away by the wind. But if you release it with full confidence, with your heart, your mind, and your spirit aligned, then it is thunder in the heavens. It carries weight. It carries command. It cannot return to you void. Picture the 80,000 already circling around you. Do not see it as something you must chase or something that is hiding from you. See it as something that is already in your orbit, waiting for permission to enter your hands. The money already exists. The opportunities already exist. The clients, the contracts, the channels, the gifts, they are all here, now. But they cannot reach you until you summon them. Your spoken word is the bridge that brings the invisible into the visible. Say to yourself, instant prosperity is mine. $80,000 flows to me now. I claim it with divine authority. I receive it with joy. I receive it with gratitude. Speak it not once, not timidly, but boldly and repeatedly until your very being vibrates with the truth of it. Let the sound of your declaration saturate your atmosphere. Let it echo in your thoughts. Let it drown out every whisper of doubt, for expectation is the womb of manifestation. Whatever you expect with certainty must appear. Do not lower your expectation. Do not think small. The universe is infinite, and you are its rightful heir. If you believe that only a little can come to you, then only a little will come. If you believe that great sums can arrive instantly, then great sums will flow. $80,000 is no more difficult for divine supply than a single coin. Do not measure the possibility by the size of the number. The supply knows no limits. And release the need to know how it will come. That is not your concern. The how belongs to the infinite. Your concern is only to command and to stand. Stand in the vision. Stand in the faith. Stand in the authority of your word. When you refuse to waver, the unseen goes to work on your behalf in ways you cannot imagine. A closed door may suddenly swing open. A person you have never met may arrive with the exact connection you need. An opportunity you thought long gone may be resurrected before your eyes. The money may arrive through business, through a gift, through a contract, through an idea. But the channel is not your business. Your business is to speak the word and trust the law. Gratitude is the key that locks it in place. Do not wait until the money appears to give thanks. Give thanks now. Rejoice now. Gratitude is proof that you already believe. And belief is the magnet that draws your good into form. Say, I am so thankful for the $80,000 that flows to me. I rejoice in it. I bless it. I use it with wisdom and joy. Feel the gratitude as if the money were already in your hands, for indeed it is already yours in the unseen. Do not beg. Do not plead. You are not a beggar in the house of the king. You are an heir to infinite supply. You do not scrape and crawl for prosperity. You command it. You do not wait for permission from the world. You give the command to the universe, and the universe obeys. Instant prosperity comes when you step into the authority of who you truly are, a being connected to the limitless source of all wealth. And as you summon this prosperity, do not forget the purpose of it. Money is not to be hoarded in fear, it is to flow. Just as a river brings life when it moves and stagnation when it stops, so too does money bless when it circulates and curse when it is withheld. Use your 80,000 with wisdom, use it with joy, let it bless your life and the lives of others. For as you release it with faith, more returns to you. What you give returns multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Instant prosperity is yours. One word can summon it. One declaration can bring it into form. Do not wait. Do not delay. Stand up in your authority. Speak the word with faith. Speak the word with joy. Speak the word with expectation. $80,000 is waiting for your call. Command it. Claim it. Receive it. And it shall appear swiftly, for the law of prosperity cannot fail when you believe. You are not poor. You are not limited. You are not at the mercy of the economy, of circumstances, of other people. You are one with infinite supply, and infinite supply is one with you. Prosperity is instant. Prosperity is now. Prosperity is yours. Speak it, believe it, and so it is. The power of one word is greater than the world has ever taught you. In the beginning, everything was spoken into being. The universe itself was called forth by the sound of a word. That same power rests in your mouth today. Too often people overlook this divine gift, thinking prosperity is something to chase, something to struggle for, something to wait upon. Yet the truth is simple: prosperity waits for no one, it moves at the speed of your spoken word. Instant prosperity does not come by chance. It comes by law. When you release a word filled with faith, it goes out like a soldier on assignment, carrying your command into the invisible. It does not wander. It does not get lost. It knows exactly where to go and what to bring back. The word is your bridge between the unseen and the seen, between possibility and reality, between lack and abundance. Think of this when you say, I am rich. You are not merely describing a condition. You are commanding the universe to align with your declaration. When you say, money flows to me now, you are not hoping. It is as though you are sounding a trumpet that summons provision from the four corners of the earth. The power of one word spoken with certainty is like fire. It burns through resistance. It dissolves doubt. It awakens hidden channels of supply. The difference lies in how you speak it. A word spoken with fear is weak, but a word spoken with authority carries the weight of heaven behind it. You may speak a word 1,000 times in worry and see no results, but speak it once with unshakable conviction, and the world must rearrange itself to obey you. The word does not act alone. It acts as a carrier of your faith, your expectation, your certainty. One word can summon 80,000 as easily as it can summon 8s. The universe makes no distinction between small and great, between little and much. It knows only the vibration of your belief. If you say with full assurance, 80,000 is mine now, the channels for its appearance begin to open at once. Opportunities you did not see before rise into view. Connections you never considered suddenly appear. Unexpected gifts, forgotten debts, unseen streams begin to flow in your direction. This is not accident, it is law. Instant prosperity belongs to you because you are not separate from the infinite supply. You are its heir. You are not begging for crumbs at life's table. You are seated where abundance never runs dry. The power of one word is not asking, it is commanding. When you speak, you do not plead with the universe, you summon what is already yours by divine right. Picture yourself standing in the center of an endless ocean. The waters of wealth stretch farther than the eye can see. That ocean does not need to be created for you, it already exists. All you must do is dip your cup into it. And your word is the cup. Some come with the cup of doubt and draw nothing. Some come with the cup of fear and spill it before it reaches their lips. But those who come with the cup of faith, strong and unshaken, drink deeply and without measure. This is why it is said that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your words either build or break, summon or scatter, multiply or diminish. If you walk about saying, I never have enough, then your word is law and lack becomes your companion. But if you declare, I always have more than enough, then your word also becomes law and prosperity rushes to fulfill it. The universe does not question whether you are ready, it obeys the voice of your command. The power of one word works swiftly because the invisible realm is quick to respond. Spirit does not need time. Only the human mind imagines delay. When you declare, I am instantly prosperous, the moment that word leaves your lips, conditions begin shifting in your favor. Money that was held up is released. People who forgot you suddenly remember. Doors that seemed closed swing wide open. The seen must eventually catch up with the unseen, and it does so with speed when your faith is unwavering. But here is the key: the word must be saturated with gratitude. Gratitude is the oil that makes the machinery of manifestation run smoothly. If you declare, 80,000 is mine, but secretly feel anxious or doubtful, you cut the flow. But if you say, 80,000 is mine and I thank the universe for it now, then gratitude stamps your declaration with certainty. Gratitude is proof that you already believe it is done. The power of one word also demands consistency. You cannot say one moment, I am rich, and the next moment, I can't afford this. That is like planting a seed and then digging it up again to see if it has sprouted. You must keep the seed in the ground and water it daily. Speak prosperity until it becomes the rhythm of your heart, until it flows as naturally as breathing. Then watch as the outer world conforms to the inner decree. Do not concern yourself with the how. The universe has limitless channels to bring your word to pass. It may come through your work, yes, but it may also come through an inheritance, a gift, a business idea, or an unexpected contract. It may come through something you never imagined. Your job is not to figure it out. Your job is to declare it, expect it, and receive it. The how is none of your business. Think of a king on his throne. He does not trouble himself with the details of how his command will be carried out. He does not run through the city to arrange every task. He simply speaks the word, and the servants move swiftly to accomplish it. In the same way, your word is law to the universe. Speak it as a king would, not as a beggar. Speak it with command, not with fear. The power of one word can change the course of your life overnight. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. What once seemed far becomes near. What once seemed locked becomes open. Say to yourself, 80,000 flows to me now, and repeat it until the air around you vibrates with the certainty of your command. Say it until every fiber of your being believes it. Say it until it is more real to you than the chair you sit upon. Then let it go, and watch as life rushes to deliver. Some may call this foolish, but the wise know it is law. The same law that governs the rising sun and the falling rain governs your prosperity. Your words are not empty sounds. They are creative forces. They are commands written into the very fabric of reality. When spoken with faith, they carry a signature that the universe cannot deny. The power of one word lies not in its syllables, but in its spirit. It is not what you say, but the authority behind it. Say the word with trembling doubt and you will see nothing. Say the word with fiery faith and you will see miracles. One word can bring 80,000. One word can open opportunities that years of labor could not. One word can shift your entire destiny. So today, decide the word you will speak. Let it be prosperity. Let it be wealth. Let it be abundance. And do not whisper it. Declare it. Proclaim it. Announce it to the universe as though it has no choice but to obey. Because it does not. Your word is law. Instant prosperity is not a dream. It is your birthright. One word is all it takes. Speak it, believe it, command it, and watch as 80,000 flows to you with speed, with ease, with joy. The power of one word is the power of life itself. And when you wield it with faith, you will see that nothing is impossible, and no wealth is beyond your reach. Faith activates the unseen. Faith is the hand that reaches into the invisible and pulls down treasures the eyes have not yet seen. Faith is the bridge between what you desire and what already exists in the realm of infinite supply. You see, nothing is created when you speak a word of faith. Rather, what you desire already exists, waiting in the unseen. Faith simply calls it forth. Instant prosperity is not a fantasy, it is a law. and like all laws, it does not bend to opinion, doubt, or fear. It responds only to certainty. When you speak with authority, when you declare what is yours, when you stand rooted in the conviction that supply is yours now, the unseen rushes to obey. Faith is the activator. Faith is the spark. Without faith, words fall flat. With faith, words move mountains, shift oceans, and summon wealth. Consider this truth: there are endless rivers of money, opportunity, and provision flowing all around you right now. But unless you activate them, they remain invisible, untouched, unused. Faith is the switch that turns on the current. Faith does not say, "Someday it will come." Faith says, "It is mine now." Faith claims, commands, and expects. There is power in your spoken word. The universe itself was spoken into existence by a word, and that same power is in you. When you speak with conviction, you are not making empty sounds. You are shaping reality. You are calling substance out of the unseen and directing it into form. The money you desire, the 80,000 you call forth, is already formed in the invisible. Faith activates it, and your word commands it to appear. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this law. Many complicate prosperity with struggle, effort, or endless planning. They believe wealth must be earned by sweat alone. But there is a higher law, a spiritual law, that supersedes the limitations of human toil. This law says, "According to your faith, so shall it be." Faith moves faster than labor. Faith produces instantly what effort would take years to accomplish. But remember, faith must be unwavering. If you speak a word today and cancel it with doubt tomorrow, you short-circuit the process. Faith is not a moment. It is a state. It is an atmosphere you carry, an inner knowing that never shakes, never bends. Faith is holding your ground even when appearances contradict your declaration. Faith is declaring 80s the lows and is yours, even when your bank account shows lack. Faith is refusing to look at what is, and choosing instead to see what already exists in the unseen. The unseen responds to consistency. It responds to steadfastness. It responds to the one who refuses to be moved by appearances. Faith does not ask, "Where will it come from?" Faith knows that source is infinite and channels are many. You do not need to know how. You only need to declare with authority, and the unseen arranges the how on your behalf. This is why faith is the activator. Without it, your word is like a seed thrown on stone. Without soil, it cannot grow. But when faith is present, your word becomes a living seed planted in the rich soil of the unseen. It begins to draw nourishment, energy, and substance, until suddenly, without warning, it breaks forth into form. Do not be surprised if the 80 Zalod you summon comes in a way you never imagined. Perhaps through opportunity, perhaps through a gift, perhaps through unexpected channels. Faith does not limit the delivery, it only commands the arrival. When you stand in faith, the universe bends circumstances, moves people, opens doors, and aligns events with mathematical precision to deliver what you have spoken. Instant prosperity becomes possible only through faith. Why? Because faith bypasses time. Faith collapses delay. Faith reaches into the eternal now, where all things already exist, and pulls them into your experience today. When you speak in faith, you are not asking for the future. You are claiming the present. Prosperity is not tomorrow's promise, it is today's possession. This is why the word is so powerful. A single word spoken with faith carries more weight than 1,000 anxious prayers. One word, spoken in certainty, sends a vibration into the unseen that nothing can resist. The unseen must obey. The universe does not debate, it does not argue, it does not delay when it hears the command of faith. It acts instantly. Many people fail because they speak with their lips but not with their hearts. They say the word, but within they harbor doubt, fear, or disbelief. The unseen does not respond to empty repetition, it responds to belief. You must believe so fully that the 80,000 is already yours, that you give thanks for it now, that you walk as though it were already in your possession. Gratitude is faith's evidence. Gratitude says, "It is done." Gratitude seals the word you have spoken. Faith activates the unseen, and gratitude anchors it into reality. Together, they form the perfect circuit. Speak the word in faith, give thanks as though it were already here, and watch how quickly the invisible becomes visible. Say within yourself now, instant prosperity is mine. I summon 80,000 with the power of my word. I receive it now with joy, gratitude, and certainty. Speak it until it becomes the only truth you know. Speak it until the old voice of lack is drowned out. Speak it until faith saturates your being and the atmosphere around you shifts. For when faith fills the air, the unseen has no choice but to deliver. Do not let appearances deceive you. Do not measure your progress by what your eyes can see. The unseen is already at work, rearranging itself, moving resources, aligning circumstances, shifting opportunities, preparing the path for your word to manifest. The moment you spoke it in faith, the process began. Hold fast, stay steady, remain certain, and what you have commanded will appear in its fullness. The unseen is not far, it is here, closer than your breath, waiting for the command of your faith. Instant prosperity is not a possibility, it is a reality, ready to be activated by your word. The 80,000 is not a dream, it is yours, here and now, awaiting your call. Faith activates the unseen. Faith calls forth instant prosperity. Faith transforms a word into wealth. Speak it, believe it, expect it, and it shall be yours without delay. The spoken word is not a mere sound, it is the vibration of creation itself. Every word you release into the atmosphere is clothed with the energy of your belief and charged with the authority of your spirit. Authority is not found in volume, nor in eloquence, but in conviction. When you speak with certainty, you call forth things unseen into visibility. When you speak with hesitation, you scatter the seed before it has the chance to take root. The authority of your spoken word is the golden key to prosperity, for it is the command that instructs the universe to obey. Life is not moved by begging, pleading, or desperate cries. Life is moved by command. The one who understands that their words hold authority no longer waits for circumstances to change, no longer bows to fear, and no longer entertains lack. Instead, they rise in the dignity of their divine right and declare, "Prosperity flows to me now, wealth is mine in abundance, opportunities open before me instantly." This declaration, spoken with authority, becomes law in the unseen, and the law swiftly shapes itself in the visible world. Consider for a moment the power you hold within your tongue. A careless word can wound, but a word of faith can heal. A doubtful statement can close doors, but a bold command can open them. Words are seeds, they carry within them the design of the harvest. If you scatter seeds of lack, speaking continually of struggle, debt, and limitation, you reap a harvest of want. But when you scatter seeds of plenty, speaking of abundance, gratitude, and increase, you reap a harvest of wealth. The authority of your spoken word lies in the unwavering belief that what you declare must come to pass. Imagine 8,000 waiting to enter your life. It circles around you even now, waiting for permission to come forth. The money is already in existence, ready to take form through channels you cannot yet see. But it does not arrive through worry, nor through grasping, nor through anxious labor. It arrives by command. It arrives by the authority of your spoken word. When you stand in your rightful place and declare with conviction, "I call forth 80,000 into my hands now," you set in motion a chain of events that could never be orchestrated by human effort alone. Doors open, ideas appear, people are moved, and channels of supply align. The universe responds not to your need, but to your word. Authority is the difference between idle speech and creative speech. Many repeat affirmations with no result, because they chant words with the lips but not with the spirit. Their tone is weak, their faith is diluted, and their expectation is absent. The authority of the spoken word demands that you embody the reality you are declaring. You cannot say, "I am wealthy," while secretly entertaining images of lack. You cannot command prosperity while trembling in fear. Authority requires alignment, your thought, your emotion, and your word vibrating in harmony. When they unite, the word becomes a decree, and a decree cannot return void. Think of the word as a royal command. A king does not beg his servants, he does not plead with his army. He speaks and his word is carried out. So it is with you. When you speak with authority, you speak as one who knows that the universe is your faithful servant, eager to obey your decree. Say, "Prosperity attends me. Money flows to me in rivers of gold. I am wealthy beyond measure." Say it not timidly, but as a ruler declaring truth. Your word is power. Your word is authority. To walk in the authority of your spoken word is to release fear of delay. There is no time in the spirit, only the now. When you say, "It is mine now," you collapse the distance between desire and fulfillment. Delay dissolves and instant prosperity manifests, and 80,000 can appear in ways you never conceived, through ideas, gifts, unexpected income, promotions, business opportunities, or even the sudden clearing of debts. The how is none of your concern, the spoken word is your concern. Your authority is in the decree, not in the details. You must understand that the universe does not respond to contradiction. If you declare, "I am wealthy," yet later complain, "I cannot afford this," you cancel your command. If you say, "I have instant prosperity," yet continually confess, "Money never stays with me," you weaken your decree. Authority demands consistency. You must stand firm, speak with clarity, and refuse to allow negative words to uproot your harvest. The authority of your spoken word is like a sword. It cuts through doubt, fear, and limitation. But if you sheath the sword and speak weakness, you disarm yourself. The reason many fail to manifest wealth is that they speak without ownership. They say words as they are distant wishes, rather than present realities. They whisper as though asking permission, rather than declaring possession. Authority requires ownership. Say, "This 80,000 is mine now. It belongs to me by divine right. I hold it, I claim it, I rejoice in it." Say it as if it is already in your hands, because in truth it already is, in the unseen. And what is unseen must take visible form when called with authority. Your spoken word is magnetic. When spoken with conviction, it sends out vibrations that draw corresponding circumstances. It calls forth ideas, inspires people, and rearranges situations in your favor. This is why one declaration, made with complete authority, can outweigh 1,000 empty affirmations. Authority is concentrated power. It is not the quantity of words but the quality of conviction that brings instant prosperity. Gratitude amplifies the authority of your word. To declare with gratitude is to seal your command with certainty. When you say, "Thank you for the 80,000 that is now mine," you speak as one who has already received. Gratitude is proof of faith, and faith is the foundation of authority. A grateful heart cannot doubt, and a doubter cannot command. Gratitude places you in harmony with the riches of the universe, ensuring that your decree is fulfilled. Authority is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is not forcing the universe but cooperating with its laws. The law is simple: as you speak, so shall it be. The spoken word is the mold, and life is the substance that fills it. Speak scarcity, and life molds itself into lack. Speak abundance, and life molds itself into wealth. Speak 80,000 with authority, and life molds itself into the money you require. The authority of your spoken word is not limited to money. It applies to health, relationships, opportunities, and every aspect of life. Yet in the realm of prosperity, it is especially powerful, for wealth is circulation. It is energy responding to your vibration. When your word is charged with faith and spoken as law, prosperity flows swiftly and abundantly. Therefore, guard your speech. Refuse to speak defeat, refuse to utter fear, refuse to declare limitation. Let every word be charged with life, strength, and abundance. Speak as one who knows they are backed by the infinite. Speak as one who knows that every command sets unseen forces into action. Speak as one who knows that their word is not empty, it is creative power. And so, rise today in the dignity of your authority. Speak the word that summons your wealth. Declare with power, "I am instantly prosperous. The 80,000 flows into my hands now. Money comes to me in perfect ways under grace, and I receive it with joy." Say it often, say it with conviction, say it until you feel the wealth surrounding you. And then watch, for the word spoken with authority cannot fail. It must obey, it must manifest. It must bring you instant prosperity. Wealth is your divine right. From the very moment you were spoken into existence, abundance was woven into the fabric of your being. You are not here to scrape by, to live in lack, or to beg for what is already yours. You are here as an heir to infinite supply, a rightful inheritor of the riches of the universe. The treasures of heaven and earth are not outside of you, they are within you, waiting to be called forth. Prosperity is not earned by struggle, nor is it a distant dream reserved for a chosen few. Prosperity is law, it is truth, it is the natural flow of life itself. The rivers do not struggle to flow, the sun does not beg to shine, and the stars do not plead for permission to glitter in the night sky. So too, you do not need to struggle for wealth. It is your divine inheritance. The universe holds limitless riches, and the moment you awaken to your rightful claim, supply begins to rush toward you. The great key lies in the word. For words are not idle sounds, they are creative commands. When you speak with conviction, when you declare with faith, you set unseen forces in motion that align themselves with your declaration. The word carries within it the very seed of manifestation. When you release it, you release power. When you speak with authority, your word becomes law in the unseen, and the seen world rearranges itself to comply. Wealth answers to your command. Money is not a master but a servant, eager to move at the call of your voice. If you speak lack, lack will hasten to obey. If you speak delay, delay will become your portion. But if you speak wealth with the authority of faith, wealth must come. One word spoken in alignment with divine law can summon 80,000 into your life. Not by effort alone, not by worry or toil, but by the magnetic law of belief. The power lies not in the sound of the word but in the faith behind it. A doubtful word is powerless, a mere shadow, but a word saturated with conviction becomes a decree that the universe cannot deny. Imagine speaking a word so filled with faith that it ripples through the unseen, drawing to itself every opportunity, every connection, every resource needed to deliver wealth into your hands. That is the authority you hold. The 80,000 is not far away, it is not hidden beyond mountains of difficulty. It is circling you even now, waiting for your command. The wealth you seek is already prepared for you. The channels, the doors, the opportunities, they already exist in the invisible. What activates them is your word, spoken in faith, held with expectation, and backed by gratitude. Say within yourself, instant prosperity is mine. I summon 80,000 here and now. I command it with divine authority, and I receive it in gratitude and joy. Do not whisper it timidly. Do not speak it as if you are unsure. Declare it, command it. Stand tall and speak as the heir of wealth that you are. The universe responds not to weakness but to faith, not to fear but to certainty, not to begging but to commanding. Expectation is the womb of manifestation. As you declare your word, hold fast to the expectation of its fulfillment. Let every thought, every emotion, every action align with the certainty that your word is already accomplished. Do not wonder if the 80,000 will come. See it, feel it, expect it as surely as you expect the sun to rise, for expectation magnetizes supply. It pulls unseen wealth into form, shaping circumstances, shifting opportunities, and bringing forth prosperity in ways beyond your imagination. Do not concern yourself with how it will come. That is not your work. The method belongs to the infinite. The supply is limitless, and the universe has countless channels through which your wealth may arrive. It may come as unexpected opportunities, as gifts, as sudden breakthroughs, as ideas that bring multiplication. Your task is not to analyze or to doubt, but to command and to receive. When you plant a seed in the earth, you do not dig it up daily to check its progress. You trust the process. So too with your word. Plant it, water it with faith, and expect the harvest. There is no delay in divine law. Supply is never late, never lacking. It comes in the fullness of time, which is the now. Instant prosperity does not mean tomorrow, nor someday. It means this moment. When you speak with faith, the unseen goes to work instantly. Though your physical eyes may not yet see the manifestation, trust that the substance is already forming. The moment you declared it, it was accomplished. Your task is to hold the atmosphere of gratitude and joy as though the wealth were already in your hands. Gratitude multiplies the flow. When you give thanks before the 80,000 appears, you prove your faith. You show the universe that you already know it is done. Gratitude is the signal of certainty, and certainty draws manifestation like a magnet. Say with joy, I give thanks that 80,000 is mine now. I rejoice in instant prosperity. I live in the overflow of abundance. The vibration of gratitude opens the gates wide, allowing supply to rush in without resistance. Money is energy, and energy responds to the vibration you carry. If you carry fear, lack, or doubt, you repel prosperity. But if you carry faith, joy, and certainty, you magnetize it. Your inner state determines the outer flow. That is why the word must not only be spoken with your lips but engraved in your heart. Speak it until it saturates your being, until your mind, emotions, and actions are all in harmony with your declaration. Remember always, you are not a beggar at the gate of life, hoping for a crumb. You are an heir to infinite wealth, walking in the fullness of divine right. All that belongs to the Father belongs to you. All that is held in the storehouse of the universe is already yours. There is no separation between you and supply, except the walls you build with doubt and fear. Tear those walls down with faith, and watch the floodgates open. Wealth is your divine right. The 80,000 you call for is already circling you, waiting for the moment of command. Stand tall, speak the word, hold the vision, and live in expectation. The law of instant prosperity will not fail you. Speak once, believe always, and give thanks continually, and the riches you summon shall come swiftly into your hands. You are abundance. You are supply. You are wealth in form. Command it, claim it, and live it, because prosperity is not only possible for you, it is already yours by divine decree. Expectation is the magnet of prosperity. It is the invisible force that pulls supply out of the unseen into the seen. Every man and woman carries within themselves a silent command, and that command is expectation. You may think you are waiting for money, but in truth money is waiting for you to expect it. You may think you are hoping for an opportunity, but in truth the opportunity stands at the door, waiting for the sound of your faith-filled expectation to unlock it. Instant prosperity does not begin with toil, nor does it begin with chance. It begins with the atmosphere you carry within your soul. When you expect abundance, abundance answers. When you expect lack, lack hastens to serve you. The universe never argues, it only reflects. Life becomes a mirror, faithfully returning to you the very image you hold in thought and the emotion you attach to it. Expectation is not idle wishing. It is not weak hoping. Expectation is living faith. It is the confidence that what you speak and believe is already yours. To expect is to prepare. The man who expects rain carries an umbrella. The woman who expects a guest prepares her home. In the same way, the one who expects wealth makes room for it, speaks as though it were already present, and thanks life before the gift arrives. That is the secret that magnetizes supply. Imagine an 80,000 you desire circling you like an unseen current. It is not lost, nor far away. It exists now in the vast storehouse of supply, waiting for your command to release it. When your words and feelings declare with authority, instant prosperity is mine. The money begins to gather, opportunities align and doors swing open. You may not see it at once, but the law has been set in motion. The current begins to flow in your direction because expectation has pulled it forth. Expectation is magnetic. Just as a magnet draws iron filings without effort or struggle, your faith-filled expectancy draws wealth, opportunity, and favor. The magnet does not chase the filings, it simply attracts them by its nature. In the same way, you are not to chase money in fear or desperation. You are to radiate confidence, gratitude, and calm assurance. That frequency calls wealth to you faster than hours of anxious labor. You may say, but I have no reason to expect wealth. My circumstances deny it. Yet expectation is not built on circumstances. If you wait for your outer world to give you permission to believe, you will wait forever. Expectation is born in the invisible realm, and it reshapes circumstances to match its vibration. The one who expects is the one who rules. There is a word you can speak, a word charged with divine authority. This word is not mere sound, it is substance in motion. When you speak it with conviction, you release a decree into the universe. Coupled with expectation, that word becomes a command, and the command becomes manifestation. Speak wealth, expect wealth, and you magnetize wealth. Speak lack, expect lack, and lack hastens to obey. The choice is ever yours. Expectation is not strained, it is not a frantic demand or a fearful insistence. It is calm, steady, and sure. A farmer does not scream at the ground, "Produce!" He plants the seed, waters it, and expects the harvest. He knows the law will not fail him. So too must you treat your word as a seed. Plant it in faith, water it with expectation, and reap the harvest of instant prosperity. The 80,000 you desire will not come by chance, it comes by law. And the law is this: that which you consistently expect, you magnetize. Every time you doubt, you push the supply away. Every time you fear, you close the channel. But every time you give thanks in advance, every time you affirm with confidence, every time you act as if the supply is already here, you strengthen the magnet, you intensify the pull, and you hasten the manifestation. Do not be deceived into thinking expectation is passive. It is the most powerful action of the spirit. It is the energy that directs every other effort. For the man who expects to fail will sabotage himself, while the one who expects to prosper will see opportunity in every detail. Expectation shapes perception, perception shapes action, and action shapes results. Thus, expectation is the root of every outcome. Many people speak words of prosperity but cancel them with inner doubt. They say, "I am wealthy, money flows to me." Yet inwardly they whisper, "But how could it be? Nothing ever works for me." The universe hears the stronger vibration, and the stronger vibration is expectation. It is not enough to speak words, you must feel them, believe them, live them. When word and expectation unite, manifestation is inevitable. Think of a time in your life when you expected something with such certainty that you had no doubt it would occur. Perhaps you awaited a paycheck, or a scheduled delivery, or the arrival of a loved one. You prepared for it, spoke of it as fact, and ordered your life around it. That is the very attitude you must bring to prosperity. Expect it as surely as the sunrise. Prepare for it as surely as you prepare for tomorrow. That kind of expectation magnetizes the supply without delay. Expectation transforms your environment. When you truly expect wealth, you begin to carry yourself differently. Your words take on authority, your posture reflects confidence, your decisions reflect abundance rather than fear. People respond to this vibration, opportunities gravitate toward it, and money flows into it. The world outside cannot resist the magnet of a soul that expects prosperity. Some will ask, "But what if it does not come?" That question itself betrays the lack of expectation. For to expect is to know. It is to be as certain of the invisible as you are of the visible. The magnet never wonders if it will attract, it simply attracts. You too must be unshakable. The moment you begin to waver, you weaken the pull. The moment you stand firm, the supply accelerates toward you. Expectation must be consistent. A flickering belief draws flickering results, but a steady flame burns away resistance. Let your expectation be as steady as your heartbeat, as constant as your breath. Wake each morning and declare, "Instant prosperity is mine. The 80,000 flows to me now. I give thanks that it is so." Let this be your song, your inner conversation, your unwavering vibration. The universe will not delay in answering. Do not watch the clock. Do not measure the days. Expectation transcends time. When you command instant prosperity, you step into a realm where manifestation is swift, where the unseen becomes seen in moments. Sometimes it comes in ways you expect, sometimes in ways you could never have imagined. But it will come, for the law cannot fail. Hold this vision before you, 80,000 already yours, in your hands, in your account, blessing your life and the lives of others. Feel the gratitude now, speak the word now, expect the supply now. Gratitude and expectation together form an irresistible call. The universe rushes to fill the vessel you prepare. If your vessel is small, the supply appears small. If your vessel is large, the supply overflows. Expand your expectation and you expand your prosperity. Instant prosperity is not reserved for another. It belongs to you here and now. Expect it with joy, command it with authority, and receive it with gratitude. The law is unbreakable. Expectation magnetizes supply, and when you expect 80,000, it hastens toward you as surely as the magnet draws iron. Stand firm, speak boldly, believe fully, and the wealth you seek will manifest with speed, precision, and abundance beyond what you can imagine. Instant prosperity is not a fantasy, it is a law of the universe. Money, opportunities, and resources are not scarce, nor are they delayed by time or circumstance. They respond instantly to faith, to command, and to the authority of your spoken word. When you truly know this, you understand that prosperity does not take months or years to arrive. It can be summoned in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, by aligning yourself with the infinite source of supply. There is a word, a living word, that carries the vibration of wealth. This word, when spoken with conviction, carries the power to draw 80,000 to you now. The word itself is not magical. It is the faith behind it, the expectation you attach to it, and the authority with which you declare it. For words are seeds, and when planted in fertile soil, the soil of unwavering belief, they must grow. They must bear fruit. They must return a harvest. But many miss the power of this truth because they are entangled in the how. They begin to speak prosperity, yet they question, how will it come? Who will bring it? Through what job? What opportunity? What business? What door? And the moment they begin to ask how, they tangle the cord of supply. They interrupt the flow. For the how belongs to infinite intelligence, not to you. The channel through which your 80,000 arrives is none of your concern. The law of prosperity does not need your instructions. It only needs your command. Think of electricity. You do not ask how the current races through wires, how it lights your lamp or charges your device. You flip the switch, and the power flows. You trust the unseen law at work. So it is with prosperity. You speak the word you believe you expect, and you release the how. The supply is already in motion, traveling through the vast invisible network of divine intelligence to manifest in your experience. When you cling to the how, you are saying, I do not trust the law. I must figure it out myself. I must force the channels. And in doing so, you block the very flow you desire. Prosperity comes not by force but by surrender. Instant prosperity is not created by straining, hustling, and chasing. It is called into form by trust, by faith, and by the fearless command of your word. The 80,000 you desire is already here, circling you, waiting for your permission to enter. It is not trapped in banks, nor hidden in vaults, nor locked away from you. It is fluid, flexible, responsive, and obedient to your call. The moment you say with authority, 80,000 flows to me, now in perfect ways with ease, joy, and harmony, you set unseen forces into motion. People, opportunities, ideas, and events begin to align. Doors open. Circumstances shift. The money finds its channel and arrives. Your task is not to manipulate the channels. Your task is to hold the vision, speak the word, and stand unwavering in faith. You do not need to know whether the 80,000 will come through a business opportunity, a gift, a sale, a contract, or an inheritance. You need only know that it will come and that it cannot fail to come, because divine law does not fail. Just as gravity does not fail, so the law of supply does not fail. There are infinite avenues through which prosperity can reach you. If you try to figure out the how, you limit the channels. But when you let go, you give the universe freedom to choose the swiftest, smoothest, and most perfect path. You allow yourself to be surprised, delighted, and overwhelmed by the goodness that flows in ways beyond your imagination. Let go of the how. That is the message that unlocks instant prosperity. It is not your duty to engineer the outcome. Your duty is to believe, to command, to expect, to give thanks in advance, as though the 80,000 were already deposited in your account, already in your hands, already yours by right, for indeed it is. The money exists, the supply exists, and the law of manifestation is eternal. Consider a gardener planting a seed. Once he plants it, he does not dig it up each morning to see how it is growing. He does not question what roots are forming, or what unseen processes are taking place beneath the soil. He trusts the law of growth. He waters, he waits, he believes, and in due season the harvest appears. So it is with your word of prosperity. Speak it, plant it, trust it, and release the how. The law of supply will bring forth the harvest in perfect ways. Instant prosperity is not about waiting years for results. It is about shifting into alignment now. The moment you let go of the how, you free yourself from resistance. You open the door to immediate manifestation. You allow wealth to come rushing in without delay. Many people live in lack not because prosperity is absent, but because they choke the flow with worry, doubt, and questions. They ask, how can this be? How will this ever happen for me? And the universe, which mirrors their belief, answers, very well. If you doubt, you delay. If you question, you block. If you fear, you stop the flow. But when you say, I do not need to know how, I only need to know that it is done, the supply races to you unhindered. The word you speak is the key. Speak with fire. Speak with certainty. Speak as one who knows. Do not beg, plead, or hope. Command, declare, affirm. Say, instant prosperity is mine now. The 80,000 is released to me now, swiftly, easily, and joyfully. I give thanks for it. I see it. I feel it. I hold it in my hands. And then let it go. Release the how. Rest in trust. Move through your days with expectancy. Live as though the money is already on its way, because indeed it is. The universe delights in surprising you. The law of supply is creative, flexible, and abundant. It can bring your 80,000 through one channel or through many, through expected ways or unexpected blessings. It can arrive in a lump sum or in streams that flow together to equal the total. But however it comes, it will come, so long as you do not strangle the process with worry. Think of the many times in your life when blessings appeared from directions you never expected. You worried, and yet the solution appeared. You doubted, and yet the provision arrived. You questioned, and yet life surprised you. If blessings came when you doubted, how much more swiftly will they come when you believe? How much more easily will the 80,000 come when you speak the word and rest in the law? The great secret is this: prosperity is already yours. You are not trying to make it happen. You are only removing the veil of resistance that blocks it. And the greatest resistance of all is the how. Release the how, and the way is clear. Release the how, and instant prosperity becomes your reality. Right now, as you hear these words, see the 80,000 already in your hands. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude of having it. Speak the word, instant prosperity is mine. When 80,000 flows to me now in perfect ways. Say it not as a wish but as a command. Say it not as a dream but as a decree. For your word is law, and when spoken with faith, it cannot return void. Let the how go. Rest in the certainty that the law of prosperity is infallible. The money you have called forth is already on its way, traveling through channels you cannot see, moving swiftly guided by perfect intelligence. Trust it, thank it, expect it, and soon, very soon, you will hold in your hands the tangible proof of your spoken word. Instant prosperity is not a hope, not a dream, not a someday. It is now. It is yours, is waiting only for your word, your faith, and your release of the how. Speak boldly. Believe fully. Expect joyfully. And watch as 80,000 comes rushing into your life with ease, speed, and certainty. Instant prosperity is not an illusion, nor is it reserved for a chosen few. It is the eternal promise of the divine supply that surrounds you at every moment. There is no delay in spirit, no shortage in the universe, no withholding of good. What delays people from receiving abundance is not the universe but their own hesitation, their own doubt, their own begging when they were meant to command. You were not born to plead for scraps. You were born to speak with authority, to summon wealth as your birthright, to call riches into form with the word that vibrates with power. One word, spoken with unwavering faith, can summon 80,000 into your life. This is not fantasy but law. Everything seen first comes from the unseen. Every dollar that has ever entered your life came through a channel that was once invisible. What makes the invisible visible is the authority of your word. If you whisper in doubt, the universe remains silent. If you declare in faith, heaven and earth will move to answer you. The difference between waiting and receiving is not time, it is faith. Prosperity is instant when you stand in your rightful authority. Think of it like this: the universe is a servant, awaiting your command, not because you are greater than the universe, but because you are one with it. Your word is creative, your declaration is law. But too often, people pray as beggars. They plead for relief, they hope for a miracle, they wait for luck. Yet begging has no authority, begging only confirms lack. The beggar's cry says, I don't have it. But the command of faith says, it is mine now. One closes the door, the other opens the floodgates. The universe does not respond to weakness, it responds to certainty. So when you speak, speak as one who already holds the treasure. Say, I command 80,000 to appear in my life now. Instant prosperity is mine by divine right. When you speak with that certainty, with that conviction, you are no longer asking, you are claiming. And claiming is the doorway to manifestation. Do not look at your bank account and tremble. Do not count the bills in your hand and call it lack. What you see now is only a shadow of the greater wealth circling you. Money is energy, it is always moving, always flowing. At this very moment, an 80,000 is circulating in the world with your name upon it. The question is not whether it exists, the question is whether you will summon it. You summon it not by chasing, not by worrying, but by commanding. Faith is not passive, faith is active, it is dynamic, it is magnetic. When you believe with all your heart that prosperity belongs to you, you draw it like a magnet draws iron. But magnets do not beg, they attract effortlessly. In the same way, when you command prosperity, you shift your vibration to the frequency of wealth, and wealth cannot resist you. It must come, it must obey. The word you speak carries the seed of creation. When spoken with doubt, it scatters into nothingness. When spoken with faith, it travels into the unseen and gathers the substance of money, opportunity, and favor. It organizes people, places, and events to deliver the supply. You may not see how, but you will see result. The how is none of your concern. Do not lean on human reasoning. Do not try to trace the path. Simply command and expect. For expectation is the womb of manifestation. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine 80,000 already in your possession. Feel it as if it were here now. See yourself holding it, spending it, using it with joy and freedom. Speak the word, I have received 80,000 now. Instant prosperity is mine. Do this until your very being vibrates with truth. Do this until your doubts dissolve, until you feel the certainty that cannot be shaken. Then watch as the channels open, the doors unlock, and the money flows. You may say, but I have spoken words before and nothing happened. The question is not whether you spoke, the question is how you spoke. Did you speak as a beggar or as a commander? Did you declare with faith or murmur with doubt? A command is not tentative, it is final. When a king speaks, his word is law. He does not repeat it out of fear, he rests in the assurance that it is done. In the same way, when you speak prosperity, release it with confidence and know it is fulfilled. Instant prosperity does not mean you must labor endlessly or wait for years. It means that the moment you speak in faith, the process begins immediately. The delivery may take days or weeks, but the command is already answered. The money has already been summoned. It is already on the way. The timing of its arrival is not delay, it is alignment. And your expectation keeps the door open until it manifests fully in your hands. Remember, prosperity is not about luck. It is about law. The same way gravity never fails, the law of supply never fails. It cannot fail you when you align with it. Wealth is always waiting at the door, your command unlocks it. Do not think small. Do not reduce your command to crumbs. If you can summon 8, you can summon 80,000. The principle is the same. The only difference is your faith. Therefore, let your word be bold. Let your declaration be fearless. Say with confidence, I command 80,000 to come to me now. It is mine by divine right. I receive it joyfully and gratefully. I live in instant prosperity. Speak this daily not with desperation but with power. Do not doubt in the silence. Trust that your word is law, and the universe is already working on your behalf. When you live this way, you stop begging for life to improve. You stop waiting for permission to prosper. You stop pleading for help as if the supply were far away. Instead, you stand tall, speak the word, and watch the heavens answer. The money will come through channels you never imagined. It may arrive as unexpected gifts, sudden opportunities, promotions, sales, clients, inheritances, or even doors that swing open where walls once stood. The method is not your concern. The result is inevitable. Gratitude seals the command. When you declare with faith and then thank the universe for answering, you anchor yourself in expectation. Gratitude is the sign that you believe it is already done. And when you believe it is done, the law cannot withhold. It must obey. So I tell you this today, stop begging and start commanding. Speak the word of power, the word of authority, the word that summons 80,000 instantly. Do not whisper in fear, declare in faith. Do not wonder if it will happen, know that it already has. Do not think you are unworthy. Understand that you are heir to infinite supply. The universe holds nothing back from you except what you refuse to command. One word, spoken with certainty, can transform your life. One command can shift your entire reality. One declaration can summon the wealth you desire. Prosperity is not far off. It is here, waiting for your voice. Speak it, claim it, receive it, and walk in it. Command, don't beg. For instant prosperity is your divine right, and 80,000 is already yours.